Hello, I'm Bob from Bob's Workshop. In today's episode, I'm still working on the Alpine resort made mostly from foam core. I'll be putting on the roof today, and that's not made from foam core. It's going to be cut from tiny little pieces of mat board. It's a time-consuming process. It took me more than a week. And I hate to admit it, but I think it took me over 25 hours just to do the roof. But I think it turned out pretty good. I kind of like it, and I hope you will too. So here is the roofing of my foam core Alpine resort.
Here are two other channels that I've watched for inspiration. The buildings that they construct are smaller in scale than my Lionel Trains, but the skills they have are pretty incredible. Plus, they're good at sharing and teaching those skills. I started my build with a few rough sketches before I moved on to the cutting and gluing of foam core. So far, I think I've spent less than $4 for the 3 sheets of foam core. The glue sticks were part of a big bag that I bought years ago. I don't remember how much they cost, but they were cheap. The wood came from scraps in my garage, and the tub of drywall compound was $7. Today, I'm tackling the roof, and I'll be using sheets of mat board that were thrown out by a picture framing shop near me. My biggest investment for this project is going to be my time. At least 10 hours to get to this point, and the roof will be very time-consuming. Cutting little squares with a ruler and a knife was taking way too long, and I'm going to need a whole bunch of these. I didn't think the old swing arm cutter would be able to cut cleanly through something as thick as mat board, but it did. I'm not going to keep track for the entire build, but these two small roofed areas are made from 111 separate squares of mat board. I'm glad that I just had that realization now as I'm editing the video. By the time I'm done, I think the total number of tiles may be near 700 or 800. This process is happening over the course of about 5 days. with about 2 to 3 hours spent on the roof each time. If I can get through this, maybe making 20 or so individual windows with frames won't seem too bad. I can tell you right now, before I even start cutting sheet plastic, that windows from a 3D printer would have been the way to go. I'm still using Mod Podge in a matte finish to seal the cardboard shingles. It will protect the edges and also help when I eventually get to the painting part. But that's still pretty far off. I won't even try to count the number of squares that I've glued down. I've gone through more than 20 glue sticks, and the whole process has slowed down because of the dormers and the overlapping roof edges. That may actually be the last roof tile that needs to be glued down. For these peaked areas, I'm going to use a file folder cut into small sections to cap each one. I think that it's easier at this point to use more of the mat board instead of actual wood to frame these dormers. Once they're painted, no one will know the difference. And while I'm here, I'll use the Windows rectangular cutout to make some shutters. since they are the exact size of the opening. I don't really feel like making windows this small, and the shutters can be glued in place, left just slightly ajar, for additional visual interest. The shingles will eventually be painted a bluish gray to resemble slate. My next step will be to cut bricks, or maybe stones, to cover the lower left section by the arched gate. Thanks for watching, and until next time, this has been Bob's Workshop. Take care.
Down my last swallow.
Ah!
I just